Ledecky, just introduced to the crowd here, trying to go for her 4th individual title at these trials. She's won the 200, 400, and 1500-meter freestyle, and now it's the 800, the event that Ledecky has owned more than anyone has owned an event over the last decade in this sport. Let's take you across the lanes. That is the Dancing Sierra Schmidt, which has been one of the enjoyable parts of this trials. She's a good swimmer as well, but her energy has been so electric to see. Haley Anderson, part of Team USA for the 10K, the open water swim. She's in lane 2. Erica Sullivan's next to Ledecky in lane 3. Sullivan on Team USA, second in the 1500 free. To Katie, the 5-time gold medalist, going for her 8th win at trials all time. Next to her, 16-year-old Bella Sims, who is 5th in the 200 free and has chances to make Team USA. Allie McHugh is in lane 6, 24-year-old from Philadelphia. Kirsten Mites, Purdue swimmer, Boilermaker Aquatics, 25-year-old, is in 7. Kirsten is in 7, and Katie Grimes is in 8. The 3 youngest swimmers, and Grimes is the youngest of the bunch, 15 years old, from Sandpipers of Nevada, a club that has had a sensational showing, a growing club out there in Las Vegas, just a few miles from the Strip. And Grimes at age 15 in the pool with the great Katie Ledecky. Rowdy, we talked about the dominance of Ledecky in this event. I mean, it has been year after year. This is, you said it so best, her signature event.
Just put it in perspective, in the 200 free, Titmus from Australia is about 2 seconds faster than Katie was here in Omaha. She was 153 flat, Katie's 155 plus. In the 400, she's almost 5 seconds faster from the both trials. Here, she's still 2 seconds behind. Titmus is still 2 seconds behind Katie based on what she did earlier this year, and I think she's going to go faster than Titmus did at their trials, which was 8:15.
I agree, and it's incredible how long Ledecky has stayed on top.
Right.
We're looking at almost 10 years as the best in the world in this event, many other events as well, but it's just a true testament to not just her talent, but the hard work she's willing to put in and day out, because it does not happen without that.
Katie Ledecky hoping to become the first woman to win 3 golds in the same individual event for an American woman. It's happened a couple of times in the history of the Olympic Games. Katie is going for number 3 in 2012 in London. She broke the oldest U.S. swimming record. It belonged to Janet Evans. In her gold medal swim in the 800-meter freestyle, Ledecky, 15 years and 139 days, thus became the youngest ever gold medalist in the event.
And I will say, how about Janet Evans? I mean, I think, I haven't looked through them all, but we have this kind of workbook that we go through all the top times in history. Katie's got the top 10, obviously, but I still see Janet's name down there, 9th fastest performer in history, set in 1989, a great Olympic champion.
Approaching 200 of the 800 meters, quarter of the race. And Ledecky out ahead of Bella Sims, who is in 2nd and under world record pace through 1/4 of the race. Rowdy, you mentioned the times and the dominance of Ledecky in this race. Side by side, look at the numbers. These are the fastest all time in this race. But wait, there's more.
Oh my.
The top 23 women's 800 meters freestyles belong to Katie Ledecky.
It really is something to behold.
I'm watching the two of you shake your head as you look at that graphic, right?
Adlington from Great Britain, who won the gold back in 2008 with that world record, 8:14.1. She's 10 seconds behind Katie's world record. It's something, isn't it?
It's amazing. Yeah. Yes, it is truly amazing.
Elizabeth, we should point out the 1500 meters added for women for the Olympic Games. It was not in the program before. Katie winning that in trials here, the 200 and the 400. What have you seen as you've watched her through this week here in Omaha?
I think she's gotten better. Every single race, I think she's really getting into her groove. I think she's finally getting comfortable racing, and that's one of the things that we have to consider with this extra year, is there wasn't much racing going on during that COVID year. So for all of us to be here and racing and watching them race, I think it's really, they're finally getting into their groove.
101.8 on that last 100. Keeping track, she was actually right on world record pace. When she broke that world record, she was basically 4:02 flat and then 4:02.7 coming home. Pretty much just even splitting that 800. One of the most incredible world records of all the world records, men and women. Of course, I'm going to throw Michael Phelps's world record in the 400 IM in that, but it is a sensational world record.
Haley Anderson is in second place as Ledecky touches here halfway through the 800 meters. And we'll check in with Michelle.
Well, the three of you know some swimmers might get pushed into longer distances, but Katie Ledecky jumped in with both feet on her own. She told me that at a young age, she gradually started to realize she felt challenged by longer distances and actually enjoyed them. And she noticed she was a little better at them than any of her peers were. She told me, I always loved the training. It was not hard for my coaches to help me improve because I was early to practice, I never skipped, and I was always ready to tackle those swims. So naturally gifted and coachable. That's a winning combination, guys.
And Michelle, it reminds me of Michael Phelps, who was here with us a couple of times on the broadcast during trials, talking about putting in the work and how important that is. It sounds so simple, but that was part of the greatness of Phelps, and Ledecky follows in those footsteps and with that work ethic in the pool all the time.
And that's the point, right? That's why she's able to be at the top of the world for almost 10 years in one event. It's hard work, it's talent, it's dedication, it's sacrifice, and she is willing to do all of those things.
And that's the perfect picture of perfection. I mean, again, look how far behind this line is right there, and nobody's really in the picture. And actually, you know what? This is shaping up to be a great race for second. Don't lose sight of this woman down there at the bottom of your screen. Katie Grimes, well, 15 years of age, youngest in the field by far. She has a great back half. She could put herself on the team. All 8 of these swimmers have finals experience here in Omaha. So they've been here, they've been in this situation, and that really helps. It has to, Elizabeth.
Oh, absolutely. Knowing how to understand this pressure and deal with it is immensely helpful in a final like this. And I love the way that Haley Anderson is looking right now at the top of your screen. She's already on that open water Olympic team. And she looks like she's on her way to maybe the team in the 800 here.
Three-quarters of the way through the race, right?
Sorry, Mike. I was going to say that, and they're on either side of each other. Anderson way up there in lane number 2, and then Grimes is down there in lane 8. So you see the two of them. That's Haley Anderson right there. So I'm not sure she could see Grimes. Haley Anderson, you're right, Elizabeth. If she can make this is a pretty cool story, right? Yeah. She's swimming 10,000 meters in Tokyo, and now she's doing a good job here in the 800. Don't give up again on Katie Grimes. She has an amazing last 50. She did that in the 1500, where she almost caught Erica Sullivan.
And McHugh is moving up on the field, and we're almost done with this race, and it's really shaping up. It's going to be a race for second for sure down to the finish between Anderson, McHugh, Grimes. Anderson at the top of your screen, McHugh moving up in that red cap, and Grimes at the bottom of your screen.
100 meters to go, and the fans start to cheer as Katie Ledecky makes that turn. And many of the fans here in Omaha on their feet, their appreciation of the greatness they have seen over the last couple of trials and throughout this week.
Crowd certainly showing their support. And how about Haley Anderson? You called that, Elizabeth. She is now starting to run away with it. So she's probably a body length ahead of Grimes, but Grimes has a super 50.
Grimes' last 50 on that 1500 was incredible. This will come down to the finish.
9/100 separates second.
And a lot separates Katie Ledecky from the field again in the 800 meters. The 200, the 400, the 1800, the 800, and the 1500. Freestyle champ, Katie Ledecky at trials again. That race for second, coming down to the wall, very close, and it will be Grimes making the team. 15 years old. After 800 meters, 15/100th of a second, the difference. Katie Grimes going to join the Katie in Tokyo. You saw Bella Sims over there, her teammate on that Sandpipers Club in Las Vegas, and Katie Ledecky coming over to say, welcome to the team, Katie. That's awesome.
Katie Grimes, 15, just like Ledecky was in her first 800 meters in the 2012 Olympic Games.
You mentioned how tight it was for second. Katie Grimes, Haley Anderson.
Wow. Over 8 minutes. 15/100ths of a second. Over 8 minutes. And the great news is on this, as disappointing as Haley Anderson probably is, she's still going to Tokyo. So now, all three of them will head there.
Anderson going in the 10K, the marathon swim that is outside, not in the pool in Odaiba Bay there in Tokyo. That Katie Grimes second place time for the 15-year-old, born January 8th of 2006. It was 10 seconds better than her best all-time time, and look at that. What'd you do when you were 15 during the summer? Made the Olympic team with Katie Ledecky. Katie Grimes, what an accomplishment. We mentioned the Sandpipers of Nevada Club. Not too far from the Strip in Las Vegas. And Katie Ledecky is the one leading the cheers for Katie Grimes. They're both over with Michelle Tafoya.
This has been a remarkable scene because Katie Ledecky got here first, and she waved over young Katie Grimes. And then when Katie Grimes went to see her family, Katie Ledecky sort of said, let her have a moment with her family. I mean, you must know exactly what she feels like.
Yeah, I told her after her mile the other day when she got third, I said, you're the future. And I told her after that, like, she's the now. And I think Katie Squared is going to crush it in Tokyo.
Well, you are the past, present, and future Katie Ledecky. This week, this Olympic trials, what has it been like for you?
It's been fine. I mean, I think as you've seen, it's such a tough meet, and haven't been super happy with my times, but I still feel like I'm in a good spot, and I'm just so excited about this team that's coming together and getting to be on a team with somebody like Katie.
Katie, 15 years old. Give us an idea of what you're going through right now.
I don't even know. I'm just speechless. It's been a long time. I know I'm just 15, but it's a lot of work.
It's a lot of work. We got to ask you to do one more thing,
Sure.
and that's sign the drum saying you're going to Tokyo.
We watched Katie Ledecky go from that 15-year-old kid to now the leader of Team USA. Her name's already on the drum as the winner of the 2, the 4, and the 1500. Katie Grimes adds her name, takes her place. The torch is held by one.